Why did Yeshua's team split in two after Passover, creating a secret second base of operations in Jerusalem that history almost completely missed? Early on a Tuesday morning in late March, Yeshua and the 12 apostles began their journey from Galilee to Jerusalem to observe the Passover festival. They traveled by the longer, safer route through the Jordan Valley. After several days of travel, they arrived on a Friday afternoon and set up their usual headquarters at Bethany, the village where Lazarus, Martha, and Mary lived. On the way, they stopped in Jericho. While they rested, Judas Iscariot did something notable. He deposited a portion of the group's common funds into the bank of a family friend. This was the first time Judas had ever been entrusted with a financial surplus. This deposit would remain untouched until the group passed through Jericho again on their final, fateful journey to Jerusalem just before Yeshua's arrest and death. The trip itself was quiet. However, as soon as they settled at Bethany, the pattern of Capernaum repeated itself. Crowds seeking healing, comfort, and salvation began to gather, giving Yeshua little time to rest. To find peace, the group pitched tents at the Garden of Gethsemane on the Mount of Olives. Yeshua would move back and forth between the busyness of Bethany and the relative quiet of Gethsemane to manage the constant demands. They stayed in the Jerusalem area for almost 3 weeks, but Yeshua strictly forbade any public preaching. Their work was to be entirely private personal teaching and one-on-one ministry. At Bethany, they quietly celebrated the Passover meal. This was historically significant. It was the first time Yeshua and all 12 apostles partook of the new bloodless Passover feast that would later inform the Christian communion. The former apostles of John the Baptist did not join them. They celebrated separately with Abner and other early followers of John's movement. This marked Yeshua's second Passover in Jerusalem with his chosen 12. When it was time to return north, a new chapter began. Yeshua and the 12 returned to Galilee to work. But the apostles of John remained behind in the Jerusalem area under Abner's leadership, quietly building the kingdom there. The two groups of 12 apostles would never again all be together until much later. Just before the sending out of the 70 evangelists, despite their different approaches and opinions, they maintained cooperation and goodwill, working as separate but allied wings of the same movement. Yeshua's movement grew by splitting the team and working quietly in 2 different regions. Do you think spiritual growth today happens more through big, public events or through quiet, personal, one-on-one connections? Comment, public or private, below. Thank you for exploring the strategic behind-the-scenes work of the kingdom. May your own influence be deep and genuine wherever you are. Peace, take care, and God bless.